Alright, Sorority Row remake.
2009.
Came out at the tail end of the golden era of the horror remake boom. Now, first off, there's a whole community out there that loves to hate on horror remakes and whatnot when basically Hollywood's been remaking movies since the silent film era.
Yeah, it's debatable. I mean, some people...
And people have been retelling stories since the beginning of time.
I know.
Personally, I'm a huge fan of the horror remakes because they kind of up the ante on some of the deaths, and some of the older movies in the 80s, though we love them,
they're done a little bit shitty, so they do a better job on remakes. But
yeah, they develop the characters more because the quality of the film's better and the audio is better, so you could hear more of the characters.
But some people want original new classics too, but we're not going to get in. We're going to get into.
We're happy because if you love the franchise, we love another chapter in the franchise, and we love each movie as its own. So anyway, we already did the review of the original. Now it's time for the remake. Came out at the tail end. Summon Entertainment ponied up the money for this.
Yeah, so they could pay for Bruce Willis's daughter and the Chinese chick. And they hit all levels.
Yeah, Leah Pipes plays the bitch in the movie.
The bitch that wants to cover up.
Bruce Willis's daughter plays the shy fat girl who's innocent.
But she'll beat you up if she wants you.
Of course, Bruce Willis's sperm would end up looking like that.
Of course, Bruce Willis's sperm went into this production. You can quote me on that.
Margot Harshman from Even Stevens, the goth bitch, as we know.
And then she's like a total goth skank.
She's the token slut. At least they tried to make the characters different. In the original, it was just the bitch and then the good girl. Then everyone in between was just extra.
Just the same, yeah, let's go along to get along.
Yeah.
And this one, they had a little bit of individuality.
And they changed up the story. Instead of killing the house mother, and you gotta love Carrie Fisher as the house mother. She did an awesome job. I loved watching her in this movie.
Princess Leia's still hot in that picture.
Not even close.
That's
Stop
debatable.
Talking. Alright, yeah, if your aunties or 13th Wolfman would hit that.
Alright, So they kill one of the sorority girls in this instead of the housewife, and you're like, all right, so it's a different take on the story, different killer. Let's jump right into it. So the intro is a little bit not realistic.
They should have hired Katie Cassidy.
It's a total movie scene because it starts off with a party at the freaking.
Hold up, they should have hired Katie Cassidy. I have to say this for the record. She was in Black Christmas remake, When a Stranger Calls remake, and A Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's why they didn't hire her.
Exactly.
Because she was in everything. Every other horror remake.
She's so hot, though. What are you talking
about? Yeah, right.
No, and then they also do. Yeah, in the middle of the prank gone wrong, they're pranking the slut's little brother.
It starts off with the party, and it's totally not realistic. There's people dancing and people stealing each other's drinks, and it's totally retarded. And there's people walking in. It's totally retarded. And then
let's just get to the
Princess
prank. They do the prank on the slut's. The little brother of the slut.
Where they're making out and
they fake her death.
They think that they gave her roofies and she starts foaming with them out, but really she's okay. And then they start driving to the hospital and he's all flipping out. And they're like, all right, let's take care of this.
But they didn't go legit and show the tits in this. What's up with that? Yeah, to make more money. Come on.
They had to do the shower. Anyways, so they show up at the gravel pit.
They did one of those little nipple slips. You're right.
They show up at the gravel pit and they're like, all right, just fan out and get some sharp rocks to dismember the body. But they're all playing a joke on him and he's flipping out. But he freaking gets the tire iron and he freaking stabs you and they're like, oh no.
And it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Wow, look at this freaking poster. Isn't that so retarded? Who freaking edited this? Who was
You're like the guy that convinced them to do that.
Hey, put all your heads stacked up on each other. All right, change the picture. Get a different one. Alright, so they freaking.
So he stabs her with the tire iron right in the freaking throat, right in the middle of the chest, and blood just comes pouring out. And now they're like,
alright, we gotta cover this up because.
The gore and the deaths are a lot better in this one.
Because
than the
we don't
original.
want to go to jail, so then they throw her down the freaking pit with a jacket on from
one of the bitches. Then it's 2009, so they do a Lindsay Lohan joke and a Facebook joke in it.
Of course, because it's 2009. All the other movies that
and
came
it's all
out
built around texting. The killer's coming out of it. So anyway,
he's bisexual.
So the slut dies, and then they go to then it's like
so
a year
Megan's
later.
dead 8 months later, not a year later, and then it's graduation.
Yeah, that was at the beginning of their senior year, and this is the end of their senior year, and
it's graduation. They're like, all right, we gotta have a graduation party.
And they get the house to themselves for the first time.
So they start
summer.
planning for the party, and it's already like a party while they're planning for the party. It's like totally a movie with extras up the butt, like trying to fix up the house and everything. And then the
slut's being a slut. She's like, I gotta go. And
like, I gotta
Margot
get some
Hirschman's
oxys.
like,
she's like, I gotta score some oxys for my shrink. So then they go to that scene where she goes and has an appointment with her shrink. She shows up. He's chained to the bed.
She's banging him for sample prescriptions. Those aren't even full dosage. Which means she's probably going to take a few ones that are going to make her drowsy.
Which means she has herpes already.
So then, I love this death though.
So then she's walking around, she's drinking some of the wine cooler that she took out of the fridge.
This death was freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, because first
she's drinking a wine cooler.
She's waiting for him and doesn't know where he's at, and because she saw him chained to the bed, and then he gets loose because freaking the killer's there with the robe on. He throws the freaking the tire iron and it nails him in the throat, and you're like, oh, it hits him in the head, and nails in the blood. It's a pretty tight shot.
So then they do she's drinking the wine cooler on the couch, and he jams it down her throat. And this is what he does.
This is one of my.
He nails the tire iron on her freaking throat. L-Mid couldn't even look at this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No. This.
No, there are those horror scenes. This is why you love it. Because
Yeah,
if you're sober, this shit will give you a buzz.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre when she's being dragged down the stairs and the fingernail comes off. I can never watch that scene.
So it's just like complete describing this. Yeah, he hits her throat and the blood goes through the bottle, and it doesn't come out of her body. It goes through the bottle. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, it was pretty graphic for me. I couldn't.
It was perfectly choreographed. So anyway,
it's
moving
pretty
on.
raw. It's pretty raw. All right, so moving on. So
Leah Pipes, she's dating
so the first
some
kills,
frat boy who's
So the first kills is the shrink, and then the Even Stevens chick going.
So then Leah Pipes meets with her boyfriend's dad, who's like a senator. He's like, I don't want any surprises.
I don't want any surprises, even though he's part of Skull and Bones and all the other secret societies. He's a senator, like, okay, go on.
So then it starts the party. So then the party's going on that night, and they're like getting the text messages of that video of them killing the girl and covering up her death. And it's like the frat boys wearing like the black coats.
No, but this is also where they get the text though before the party really kicks off.
And they make the killer wear the black coat, so you don't know who done it. So it's so they keep it 80s vintage.
It's so retarded because people like show up at the party like, hey, some of us have.
And look at all these red herrings, even though they're all extras, so they have no chance of being the killer.
Some people are all dressed up as random. Like, I mean, it's totally unrealistic. It wouldn't happen that way.
Yeah, you graduated. Good job, buddy. That's what they say in one of the lines.
Anyways, so before the party really kicks off, though, they get that text.
They should have hired Katie
They get
Cassidy.
the text of like a picture of the tire iron and they're like,
so they're slowly all freaking out, like, oh well, they still don't know.
They're like, it's from Megan's phone. They're like,
they think it's her little brother.
Yeah, they think it's the one who killed her. They're like, it's just a joke. He's just a little psycho.
He's probably off his meds. He's got ADD.
He's off his meds. Exactly. So then so the party kicks off.
So then there's this character, the Asian bitch's boyfriend, who looks like Jason Biggs.
And they're worried throughout the show.
Remember, he's upstairs, so they go to, let's just sum this up. They break up, and he goes upstairs, and it's all dark. And then he asks for the help because someone's killing him up there. And then the guys are looking at him throughout the window, and remember, they're just like, wasted. Remember when he says that to him?
Yeah,
he's like,
dude,
wasted.
Wasted. He gets killed and thrown into the shack. But no, before that, we skip freaking the death of the chick that finds out, overhears them talking about the murder in the shower scene. And she gets killed before that. Before the party kicks off. And then that boy gets killed. The Chinese chick's boyfriend gets killed into
Another red herring is Audrina, the girl that they killed's little sister, shows up at the party, who's 15, or who's like 17, who's going to be a freshman in college next year.
And the whole time they got the bubble bath going for the party. No, you like that scene? This is like the most hilarious scene I've ever seen in like a college party scene.
Also, there's...
No, let me finish. No, where the kid grabs the lighter, he grabs like the alcohol from someone, and he takes his swig, keeps it in his... And then he does like the flip and lands in the suds, and everyone's like... And the music cuts out, and they're like... Oh, and then he blows the freaking torch, and he steals the lighter out of his asshole, and you're like... Oh, and then the party continues, and you're like, this is such a movie.
Also, they introduce the good girl, the main... The kind of noble one, based off of Katie's character from the original.
Stupid, but noble.
Her boyfriend's the valedictorian, and hey, they're getting away, but they want her to stay for the freaking.
Oh no, this is so stupid because she tells her boyfriend like something happened here because they find his dead the Chinese guy's the Chinese girl's boyfriend's dead body up there, and then freaking she's like, all right, something happened, you need to leave. Because later on, she looks on her phone to see where he's at because you can track him nowadays. Everybody's tracking each other, the government's watching all you idiots.
So it looks like he pieced out because he's a sober valedictorian.
He's like, all right, I trust you. All right.
But before he leaves, someone was just like, this is one of the hilarious lines that stood out to me. He's like, don't I know you, man? He's like, no, you sell weed on the quad, don't you?
And he was like, no, I was the one who gave the speech at graduation.
He's like, I'm valedictorian.
He's like, I graduated cum laude. So then they're leaving because the main chick who's like the bitchy one that always wants to cover it up. They find his dead body up, and she's like, wow, it's the tire iron. They pimped it out, and it's got like the knives on it and stuff.
They show up at the well to check and see. They think Megan might have come back to life.
This is when they get the text to meet at the well, or else I'll go to the cops. And they're like, okay, what the hell? So they all rush and leave the party. And it's totally retarded because the dead body's up there. And as they're leaving the party, the chick that's upstairs where the dead body is throws something out the window, and she's like, oh, remodeling. And you're like, okay, this is such a script because, they'd find the dead body. Go on.
And it's her little brother.
So pathetic.
And so they meet up at the well, and they end up killing... Leah Pipes end up running him over.
And it is his crazy ass there, and he's got like slit wrists, and he's freaking...
He wants to kill himself because he got the same text message, but they think he's the killer. But after they end up running him over, they're like, look, he got the same text as us.
The chick that's the most aggressive one that wants to cover it up runs him over, and they're like, what are you doing? And then freaking she's like, what? He's psycho. Is that how it went?
So anyway...
Yeah, that chick right there.
Yeah.
She runs him over.
So they get back to the house. Let's just sum this up. So they get back to the house, and someone left the freaking hot tub on, and it was like overflowing bubble bath.
No, and this is where the Chinese chicks, they're like, she's like, I'm gonna go turn it off, and they're like, be careful, and she's like, I'm good, and I'm good, and she has the freaking the
flare gun.
The flare gun, and she holds it up like, I'm good.
Then they later show her she gets the flare gun, burn it in her mouth.
Yeah, they try to find her in the suds, and she's laying down. She has the flare in her dome, like flare.
We would have got a picture of the Asian if we liked Asian girls, but no.
Nah, Asian chicks are pretty hot, but it's hard to find one with the.
Okay, he said that, not me.
Oh, wow.
I'm JBM. I don't like Asian.
Wow.
Anyway, Megan's sister shows up also. She ends up fucking her boyfriend.
On the way they're there, they show up back. Yeah, and she's there banging her boyfriend. Her boyfriend left, but she's still in the bed like, my sister never liked you to begin with. Her sister that got killed.
So
Megan.
she's a red herring too. You think she might be the killer. She might be taking a vengeance. She might have known that they killed her.
So you think she might be the killer, or you don't know who the killer is. Because at the beginning, or all leading up to this, you thought it was the crazy kid who did the killing. You thought it was him, trying to kill everyone else. But no, it's not him because they just ran him over.
And everyone's gone at the party.
Now you think it might be her sister trying to avenge her death.
So anyway, everyone's gone at the party, and they're all flipping out, because they're all losing girls one at a time.
And then there's that couple making out in there, and they got the freaking radio blasting, and they're like, get out, even though they would have found the dead body.
This is when they turn the corner, and Carrie Fisher with the shotgun comes around and freaking butt ends Jessica.
Yeah, I'm sure when they came back and everybody left,
she's like, it's me, Jessica, and it didn't even phase her, even though she broke her nose sideways, like Ben Roethlisberger versus the Ravens in 2010.
She's like, we didn't mean to kill her. And Princess Leia's like, kill her? I'm talking about my dirty house.
She's like, I know what you did. She's like, we didn't mean to kill Jessica. She's like, Jessica. She's like, all right, shit is about to hit the fan. All right,
go
and get all the girls.
Like, tell the truth.
She's like, everyone. She's like, half the girls are ended up dead. She's like, all right, I'm gonna go and check this out.
So then the killer's in there, and then Megan's on the other side of the house, or not Megan, but her sister's walking around like hey, like looking for the dude or looking for whoever. And it's so retarded because Princess Leia is shooting off shotgun shells at the killer, and they be hearing the gun going off like on the in the kitchen, like on the other side.
Her
of the
lines
house.
are hilarious. She's like, "Don't
like,
lie to me again, bitch," and then she just goes into the kitchen. And she's just like, "Don't think I'm afraid of you. I run the house with 50 crazy bitches," and you're like, "Oh."
And you're like, "Yeah, it's all that
and she
estrogen."
And she gets the axle thrown at her with the knives coming out of it.
No.
Stuck right in her.
Oh yeah, and then he pushes the table forward and pushes her into it.
And doesn't take her shotgun. He just chooses the psycho weapon of choice, a blade.
No, because she's trying to reload, and before the time she gets to put in the bullet, she gets nailed with the blade.
Alright, just stop talking.
Alright, go on.
Then they make you think Leah's boyfriend is the killer. Jessica's boyfriend, the main bitch. Because he's just like, he's trying to cover it up for his dad's election. He's just like, how am I gonna get the freaking Ferrari? How am I gonna get keys to the cabin? My dad's cabin on the lake.
Oh no, it's kinda like he
wants his dad to be a vice president.
No, he shows up and he's like, my dad can make this all go away, is what it was more
Even
like.
though he wouldn't have done that. No, he was like wanting to kill like half the bitches too. So they make you think he's the killer.
Yeah, he wanted to kill all of them because all of them that knew. And he said, he wanted to bring it to peace. So he's like, I had to kill Mikey.
Shut up. No, I'm talking about the main bitch, Leah's boyfriend. They make you think it's him first. And then then he gets an axe in the back of his head by the real killer.
Yeah.
No, and they find Meg's rotted corpse in the shower, so like it can't be Meg, the girl that died.
Tight when they finally reveal that, because in the basement.
I love the '80s prop like
they
that when they do the
Bruce
dead
Willis's
corpse.
daughter goes down in the
I
basement.
fucking love it.
Bruce Willis' daughter goes down in the basement, and they see the coat of the body that they wrapped her up in. And they're like, "Oh my God, who brought the coat out of the well?" You like the part when they lower down into the well to check if the body's down there and the freaking chain breaks, like all parts retarded, just filler for the movie.
So then Cassie's boyfriend ended up being the killer.
Katie Cassidy?
Not even close. The main bitch's boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
The good girl. And he's just like, I'm gonna cover it up. I didn't even get a picture of him. Hold up, it's the kid from Cry Wolf who played the main character in Cry Wolf, the 05 horror movie.
This shit's so retarded.
He's also in Pretty Little Liars and ER or whatever, General Hospital or some shit. No, he's a class valedictorian, but he's psycho. But he wants to get indoctrinated. He wants to get an indoctrinated degree at college. But he's psycho. But he's psycho enough to kill everyone.
Alright, let me just say something, alright? Freaking all of them left, the main bitches that run this, that had the party. So freaking they're like, oh, there's an after party, everybody left, but there'd be someone there that went upstairs and would have found the body because someone would have went up there to steal something. And then freaking anyways, and besides, the place is on fire at this point, it's on fire, everyone's dead.
It's on fire at Sorority Row.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the cops would have been there already by now, and he's like, they're killing everyone, it's on fire.
The class valedictorian, he's just like, I had to kill this guy and her. No, hold up, we end up finding, also I have to say this, we end up finding that all the girls who made a pact to not tell anyone, they all ended up telling their boyfriends, remember?
Yeah, it's such a script.
And so he ended up having to kill more people than he thought.
They just couldn't live with it, man. It was too much for them to take.
Just shut up. He killed the glass value. No. So he kills everyone because he's psychotic for love.
Yeah, so anyway, freaking Megan's sister's in the corner when it's all on fire, and he's like,
and he tries to convince his girlfriend to help him kill Ellie, and
he's got a string on the freaking weapon on the tire iron, and he's like, what kind of person would I be if I let you burn to death there? And he starts throwing the thing, right at her, and it stabs the wall. It's pretty suspenseful scene because he's trying to kill her, throwing the thing in. Alright, just shut up. Let me tell you.
Then he burns down the house. No, then he falls. No, how does he die? He gets stabbed.
She freaking like hits the ground with like the axe or something, and then it just the floor gives away like he's freaking.
He played a good
it gives away like
killer?
he's freaking.
Wow. Yeah, you
What?
think he played a good psychotic killer?
Yeah, he did a pretty good job.
It was alright.
Modern Hollywood 2009
Even
script.
though he had like his British accent going, even though he was supposed to be American, but whatever.
He was pretty psychotic, like a Kennedy.
No, Ellie shoots him with a shotgun. Bruce Willis's daughter,
Murder
like a
in the
90s
Bridge,
action movie. Her dad's in or something.
Yeah, she comes out the shotgun.
And he falls to the floor and it collapses into a fiery, watery
into
grave.
a fiery abyss, and you're like, that's him?
Like, whatchamacallit, the Carmelango in Angels and Demons.
No, that's not the ending, because then it cuts to freaking, like...
I mean, I'm talking about his death.
I know, but I'm saying it cuts to, like, years later, and it's like, the chick's singing in the front door, and it's like
Meg's little brother.
Megan's sister, and she's, like, part of that group now, and then freaking you see someone walk up, and it's freaking...
And he's got slit wrists, so you don't...
So you know it's freaking the kid that did the murder.
You don't know if it's,
No, you know it's him.
No, I thought it was, her little brother. The slut's little brother, who they set up. You know what I'm saying? Because they say he slit his wrists in that scene, and he was going back to the sorority house to get revenge on them. Even though all those girls are dead. I don't know. He's just I don't know.
He's just psychotic.
Anyway.
He's psychotic. We get it.
No, I'm saying I don't know which one it was. Her little brother or the killer.
Overall score and everything. Let's do it.
Our scoring of it, storyline and writing 7.8 out of 10, gore 8.8 out of 10, characters 7 out of 10, acting 7 out of 10, directing 8 out of 10, tone and scenery 8 out of 10, ending 7.7 out of 10.
Yeah, that gore with that bottle, that was just pretty raw, how they killed the evil Stevens chick.
The only reason why the acting's 7 out of 10 is because the Asian chick brought it down to a 7 level.
Oh, wow.
He's not
racist or anything.
The score, 6.5 out of 10. Pace and suspense, 8.5 out of 10. Alright, this is L-Mid JBM. Check out our review on the original. I don't know, I kind of prefer this one over the original. It's a better movie as it stands.
Yeah, because the original was just kind of dull. I mean, just the way they skip scenes and stuff. I mean...
And the gore is better in this, and we're more horror fans than anything. But I like how they do it as like a classic whodunit.
Either way, they're both movies.
Anyway, we're out of here.